Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel CodeHell. This time we will create an amazing and modern personal portfolio website using only HTML and CSS. In this project you can see beautiful reload animation effects such as curtains closing in on a place, and soft pop-up effects of the navbar and content. And not only that, in this project there are also two beautiful border animations that will continue to circle the photo in its path. Then there is also a text animation effect like scanning or coloring from the text that appears alternately. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel to continue making other interesting things about programming and web design. Thank you everyone, and let's get started. Okay, the basic HTML structure is like this, or you can download for this initial code setup before starting this project. The link is in the description. First we can create a navbar first using the nav tag with the class name navbar. Then inside there's an anchor tag or hyperlink with the class name logo containing the portfolio text. Then we create a navbar list with the UL tag which contains the LI tag. Then inside there's an anchor containing the home text. We copy it into 5. Then we change the text to about, portfolio, service, and contact. Okay, then we can see the results in the browser, and the link text has appeared in the browser. Then we can design for the navbar, back to our code editor, before going to the CSS file. Don't forget to link the CSS file first in our HTML file. This is for the initial CSS code. You can type or download it on the link in the description for this initial code. So that the duration is not too long, let's just give color first to the body with a dark color. The color in the body is only temporary, because later the background color will be replaced with a bar animation and will remove the background color in the body. Now that the background color has changed to dark, next we make the anchor or link default to white, and text decoration none, so it doesn't have an underline of text. The link color has changed to white and the underline of the text has disappeared. Now we design for the navbar. Copy this. Because this is a class, give a dot prefix. Inside there are several properties starting from position fixed, left 0, top 0, width 100% to fill the screen sideways, padding top bottom 25 pixels, left right 9%, and slate blue background only as a marker so that the height and width of the navbar can be seen. Later we will delete the background again. We can see that the navbar has become like this. Next, we can adjust the position of the logo and navbar list. Display flex so that we can easily adjust the position. Justify content space between so that the logo element occupies the leftmost or first space and the navbar list element occupies the rightmost or last space. Then align item center will make both elements vertically centered. And finally z-index 100 to secure the navbar to always be seen at the front because we give a large enough value of 100 for the z-index. Style the logo. Copy the logo class. Give it a font size of 30 pixels and font weight of 700 so that the text looks thicker. Then style the navbar list. First we change it to a row on the UL using display flex. Then remove all bullets on the navbar list using the list style none and give a margin left of 35 pixels. After that continue to the anchor. Font size 20 pixels, font weight 500. The list navbar already looks better. Give color when the mouse goes to the list navbar using the pseudo class, namely hover. Give a bright green color. Don't forget to give a 0.5 second transition, or we can simply write it without the number 0. It can be directly like this. This transition is useful so that when changing colors it becomes smoother. Next, we give this home link a bright green color. Give the active class to LI. Then include the active class here along with the hover. Don't forget to use it. So li.active because this is a class. Finally, for this navbar section, we just need to remove the slate blue background color so that it looks transparent. Delete this. Okay, now we have finished creating the navbar. Next, we will create the content section. Create a section tag with the home class. Inside there is a div with the home info class, and in the home info class we create h1 and h2. For the H2 front-end developer text, while we make it static first, later we will make the text animation. Next, we create a paragraph. Because this is just an example, we just make it using lorem ipsum. Then we create another div with class btnsci as a place for buttons and social media links that we will create. Create a button first with class btn, and create a div with class sci for our social media. Inside this sci div, we create a tag, copy it into 4. We go to the website from box icons, click usage, and copy this. Paste it into our head HTML. Okay then, we will find the social media icon we want. First, GitHub. Click the GitHub icon, click font, and click this to copy it. Paste it inside this anchor tag. Then do the same for other social media icons. Okay, we have successfully displayed it in the browser. Now we copy the home class. Give it the display flex property, align item center to make all home elements vertically centered, height 100 VH so that the height fills the screen, padding top 60 pixels, left right 9% and bottom 0, and white color for all text inside the home. First we enlarge this H1 text. Give it a font size of 55 pixels. Then also enlarge this H2 text. Font size 32 pixels, and give a top margin of -10 pixels so that the H2 text moves up a little. Continue to the paragraph. Font size 16 pixels, and top margin 10 pixels, left right 0, bottom 25 pixels. Next, we change the position of the button and social media from column to row so that the social media is next to the button. Give the display flex property to change it, and align item center so that both remain vertically centered. Okay, first we give the design to the button. Copy the btn class. Display inline block, padding top bottom 10 pixel, left right 30 pixel, green background, 2 pixel solid green border as well. Border radius 40 pixel to make both sides of the button curved, and box shadow so that the button has a little light shadow. Now that the button looks better, we style the button text. Font size 16 pixels, dark text color, and font weight 600 to make the text a little thicker. Okay, we have successfully created the button, then give the last touch to the button to make it more attractive when the cursor approaches it. Transparent background, green color, and box shadow none. Don't forget to also give a transition to make it smoother when the button is on hover. Finally, give the design to our social media. Copy this. First, we give a distance from the button by giving a margin left of 20 pixels so that the social media moves slightly to the right. Okay, it is moved a little to the right. Next, we can give the design for the social media link. Display inline flex, all padding is 8 pixels, 2 pixels solid green border, and 50% border radius to make it a perfect circle. After that, give a font size of 20 pixels, a green color, and a top-bottom margin of 0 left-right 8 pixels. We have successfully created social media links, just like buttons. Change the color when hovering. Green background, dark color, and a little box shadow. And as usual, give a transition to make it smoother. Okay, now everything looks better. And now we need to insert our photo here. Go back to our code editor. Outside the Home Info class div, create another div with the Home IMG class, then inside there's another div with the IMG box class, and inside the IMG box class we create another div with the IMG item class. This IMG item class div will be used to manipulate the background color to cover the border animation. You can see it later. Okay, forget about that. Now we insert the photo first, create an IMG tag. We have prepared a photo in PNG format in our project. You can use your own photo or you can use this photo. You can download it. The link is in the description. In this SRC attribute, write according to the name of the photo or image along with the image format. And because the image in this project is not in any folder, so we can write it directly like this. Or if you place the image in a folder, for example, with the name of the images folder, you can write it images/home.png. Okay then, we have successfully displayed our photo in the browser. Now let's design it. Copy this IMG box class. Width 32 VW, height 32 VW, while we give it a red background first just for clarity, border radius 50% to make it a perfect circle. Next, we copy the IMG item class. We give it a width and height 100% of its parent size, a temporary slate blue background, and a border radius 50%. We have successfully created it, then let's adjust the size of the image. Give position absolute to make it easier to position the image, display block. Then we just give width 85% and object fit cover to keep the image symmetrical. Oh yeah, I think we forgot to give position relative in the parent. Position relative in the IMG item class aims to make the image in this case as a child based on its parent. The parent image here is the IMG item class. So because this image has position absolute, it will look for the position relative closest to itself. And if the parent doesn't have a position relative, then it will be relative to the body. Okay, continue. Now our picture looks better. Then give display flex and justify content to center the image horizontally or sideways. The image already looks centered. Hide the rest of the image that crosses the border of this circle by giving it the overflow hidden property so that the image looks inside the circle. Then we move the position of the image a little, slightly downwards so that the head is not too close to the border of the circle. We only need to add top 30 pixels. Okay, now it looks much better. Next, we give the distance between these two circles. We only need to add padding in this IMG box class. Padding 5 pixels is enough, and this aims to provide space for the border animation that we will create so that it can be seen on the screen. Now that the image is ready for the border animation, we create it with pseudo element before from the IMG box class, so we don't need to add any more elements to our HTML. Content is empty, position absolute, width 500 pixels, height 500 pixels. Background, we make it with conic gradient, transparent, and the color is green. Don't forget to give position relative to the parent, and also give display flex, justify content center, align item center so that the element is really centered. Then we create another one using pseudo element after. We just need to add it here, so all the properties used are the same as IMG box before. Then we make this slate blue colored circle in front of the screen covering the IMG box after element. We just need to add to this IMG item class zIndex1. Okay, moving on. Now we just need to hide this before after element, give overflow hidden to IMG box. And the beautiful border has started to appear. Then remove this red circle background color because we don't need it anymore. After that, we need to change the background color of this slate blue circle to a dark background color the same as our main background color so that the beautiful border is more clearly visible. And give a little more touch to the image. Give the mix blend mode lighten property so that the image or photo looks blended with the background color and gives it a cool effect. But here there is still a little bit of a small black circle line, so we need to add a little border to manipulate it. Change the red border color to the same color as our main background color. Okay, the annoying little circle line has been neatly covered. And here, if you're asking, why is there only one green border? Shouldn't there be two? The answer is yes, there are two borders, but they're still together because we haven't given the img box after element and animation delay. Now let's comment out the z-index on this img item class. The after element will be visible. Let's return it again. It will be clear when we start animating the two borders. Okay, let's leave the border animation for now. We will create it later. Now we will create a bar animation on the background when reloading. First, remove this body selector, because we don't need this background property anymore. The background of the body is no longer visible. Then we go to the HTML file. Create a div with the bar's animation class as a wrapper, then create 6 divs with the bar class. We copy this bar's animation class. Give the position absolute, width 100%, height 100% properties to fill the screen. Next, we will give properties to all these bar classes. Width 100%, height 100% as well, and background with the hex color code that we previously removed in the body. Okay, this is still in descending order, while we try to give a red border first so that all 6 elements of this bar class can be seen clearly. Everything is clearly visible, but this is not what we want. We want everything to be lined up sideways, so we just need to add displayflex to the parent. Everything looks the way we want it, but the content is behind this background, so we need to add z-index -1 so that our background bar is at the very back of the screen. Okay. All the content is back in front of the screen, and next we'll make the background hide at the top of our screen. In this bar class, give transform translate y -100%. Now the background is hidden on the screen, then we can create the animation. To create an animation in CSS, we need keyframes. We name the animation show bars, and let's go straight to the final state of the animation by directly writing it 100%, filled with transform translate y 0%. The initial state is -100% and the final state is 0%. We copy the animation name, give the animation property. First we write the animation name, then animation duration 0.5 seconds, animation timing function ease in out, and animation fill mode forwards to maintain the value set by the last keyframe. The last keyframe value is translate y 0%. So that the background moves vertically downward to fill our screen from its initial position, which is hidden above the screen that we have given the translate y value of -100%. Let's try reloading, and it works. Now give a delay to all the divs of this bar class. Before that, we first create CSS variables on all divs to create indexes, create style attributes on all divs, write --i:, starting from index 6 or the largest number, and don't forget the semicolon. Change the div after that to index 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Why do we start from the largest index to the smallest? Because we want to change the direction of the animation so that it starts from the right or starts from the div element with index 1. If we change the index from the smallest number to the largest number, the animation will move the other way around. Next, we give the animation delay here. Calc 0.1 seconds multiplied by var, then in var we fill it with the variable we created before. Okay, the animation is done. Now we try to reload to see the result. Amazing, the animation is as we want. Then we just need to remove this red border to make it look better. And we have successfully created a beautiful bar animation on this background. But it's not finished until here. We have to give animation also to this navbar so that before the background animation has finished loading, the navbar must hide, but if it has finished loading, the navbar will appear smoothly. Let's go to the navbar class. Give it visibility hidden and opacity 0 properties to hide it first. The navbar is now hidden. As usual for animation, we create keyframes first, make the animation name show content 100%, go straight to the final destination. Visibility visible, opacity 1 so that the navbar reappears. Copy this animation name and write the animation properties, animation name show content, animation duration 1.5 seconds, animation timing function linear, and animation fill mode forwards. Just like what we have previously explained in the background bar animation. Let's try it first. Okay, the navbar animation has worked. Then we add one more property, animation delay, and we make the value 1.2 seconds so that the navbar can actually appear after the background bar animation has finished loading everything. Okay, this is exactly what we want. But why do we use these two properties, visibility hidden and opacity 0? Why not just use one of them to hide this navbar? Because if we only use visibility, then the navbar animation will not appear smoothly but appear roughly. We can see this. Vice versa, if we only use opacity, the navbar does disappear and appears subtly, but we can see before the navbar appears, the cursor changes to a pointer or hand shape like this. It means that the navbar element is not really hidden, but only makes the navbar reduce its transparent level to 0 or invisible, whereas originally the navbar element is still on the screen with its transparent level 0. So that way the user can still perform actions such as clicking on the navbar link before the background bar animation has completely finished loading. So to prevent that from happening, we still need the visibility property. Okay, now we create the animation for this content. Just copy the property of the navbar class because we want to create the same animation as the navbar, then paste it into the home class. Because we want to make the content appear after the navbar appears, then change the animation delay to a larger 1.6 seconds. And this is the result. It looks like we need to put a little distance between the text and this image. Give a gap of 50 pixels. Next, we create the text animation. Just delete this front-end developer text or we cut it. The text is no longer there. Then enter and create the span tag 4 times. Fill in the text front-end developer, YouTuber, blogger, and designer. We try to see it first in the browser, and OK. Next, we give properties to all these span tags. Display inline block, color transparent, and a little green text stroke. Let's try to see the result again. Then we animate this text. As usual, create keyframes first. Then name the animation display text. Because the initial state or stage is display inline block or when the animation is in the 0% state, then we immediately write the same as the previous animation, which is directly to the state or keyframe we want, which is 25%, 100%, display none. Copy the animation name, then create the animation properties, animation name display text, animation duration 16 seconds, animation timing function linear, and animation iteration count infinite, or means the animation will keep running over and over again as long as the page is open. And a little explanation for keyframes. So the initial state is 0%, which actually has display inline block or text appears on the screen. Then when in the 25% state, the text will disappear from the screen because we give the display none property. And the state of the text disappearing from the screen will continue to run until the 100% state. Then the animation will return to the 0% state and run the display inline block property, or the text reappears on the screen. And so on will repeat like that because we give the animation iteration count property infinite. Hopefully you can understand from my explanation. If you still don't understand, you can leave a comment below, or other friends can also leave comments to reply to our other friends who still don't understand this. Okay then, we can see the result first. And now we need animation delay, but before that, as usual, we first create a CSS variable to create an index. On all these span tags we create a style attribute. Because there are 4 elements, so we can start from index 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just like the background bar animation, we start from the largest number. We go to the CSS file again. Write animation delay. Calc, because we want to start the animation from the front-end developer text, so we can give -4 seconds, multiplied by var, and enter the variable we created earlier. Paste it here. So simply, because we have an animation duration of 16 seconds and we have 4 text elements, then every 4 seconds, the text will change in the order of the index we have set. Okay, let's see the result again. And it works! But before that, we try to give a background to this H2 text first. It turns out that its width still follows its parent element, home info. So we can give display inline block here so that the width fully follows the existing text. Then remove the background again. Okay, next, we will give a coloring or scanning effect from these 4 texts. Comment or turn off this animation property first so that the animation does not run. Then create a data text attribute whose value is the same as the existing text. Front-end developer, YouTuber, blogger, and designer. And make sure the uppercase and lowercase letters are the same with all the text. Let's take a look, and we still don't see anything because we haven't called the data text attribute. So, let's just copy this. Paste it here. Create a pseudo element before on this span. Content, then we can call the data text attribute that we have previously created. Copy this. And paste it here. Give position absolute, width 0. Border right 2 pixels solid green. Color green. We can see the result. Then we give the whitespace no wrap property again so that the text does not go down and overflow hidden so that the text does not appear as long as it has a width of 0. If we change the width to 100%, then the green text will appear and fill the text that has a transparent color. But here it seems we forgot to give position relative to span as the parent of pseudo element before span. Okay, everything looks good. Then we return the width to 0 so we can start the animation. As usual, create the keyframes again. Animation name fill text. State 10%. 100%. Width 0. 70%. 90%. Width 100%. So for the 0% state it is width 0, 10% width is still 0, then 70% width has become 100% and will last until the 90% state. Finally 100% width will return to 0. Okay, next, we copy the animation name first. Create the animation property again. Animation name fill text, animation duration 4 seconds, animation timing function linear, and animation iteration count infinite. Just like the display text animation that we previously created so that it runs repeatedly. Then we can see the result. And the animation has run well. Now we can return the animation property on the span that we have previously commented or turned off so that the display text animation runs well again. Okay, nice. We have successfully animated the text and it looks cool. Finally, we can animate these two borders to run around the image. We can go to the pseudo element before after of this img box class. Let's make the initial state, transform rotate 0 degrees. This will indeed not happen anything. Then create another keyframes with the animation name rotate border. Jump to the final state of the animation, which is 100%. Transform rotate 360 degrees. The initial state is rotate 0 degrees and the final state is rotate 360 degrees. Then copy the animation name again, and as usual, create another animation property, rotate border, 10 seconds, linear, and infinite so that the border will continue to rotate over and over again without stopping. Okay, our border animation is already running around the image. Now it's time to give animation delay to the after element so that it looks like two borders rotating around the image. Give the animation delay property -5 seconds. And nice, everything looks good. And now we have successfully created a cool personal portfolio website using only HTML and CSS. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to see other cool projects. Thank you everyone, and see you in the next video.